draining the battery at that kind of a rate, which isn't normal, you know.
Right, it's real extreme.
Yeah, it ended up being something that they kept on saying, okay, how much do we have to continually charge this thing during the entire course to be able to keep it out there? You want to go ahead and...
So to give you guys just a fair warning, we're going to go from a 0 to roughly 50 acceleration, just to show you the acceleration. Past that, we're going to go into a slalom to show maneuverability. Then we'll do tight turn. I'll talk through these stages as we're going through them, and the last stop will be single lane change. So right now is basically instantaneous torque. If you've ever been in an EV, it's a little bit different than any combustion engine you've been in. There's pretty much no delay. So we'll end up going.
Have you guys done any like pulling load testing?
I personally have not. I would have to have you talk to the engineer. Speak for the other teams.
And have you guys finished all the betas, or are there still a few more being produced?
I mean, beta is a development stage of it. So, as far as what do you mean by finished?
I don't know. There was a thing that said there was going to be something like 60 made.
I don't know about our scheduling, to be honest with you. I just work on them with them. So we're going to go through a slalom, show maneuverability and handling. We'll say at about 30 miles an hour for this. And as we're slowing down, dynamic braking kicks in, and there's a regen capability inside of the hub motors that actually feed back into the battery. So as long as you're basically coasting, you're realistically feeding back into your power supply. The best way to equate that is to a different style of an alternator of what you would have on a combustion engine. And basically past that, as we go here for tight turn, since the entire steering setup is different, you have a much tighter turn radius than you would have with something with half shafts or a transfer case, you know, that kind of thing. So our rod and pinion actually makes it much easier to maneuver through, you know, tight turns.
And this is electric rack and pinion?
Yes.
So the steering is powered by motors, not hydraulics. Is that?
That's correct.
Okay.
I think everybody's going that direction for just lightweight and, you know.
Fewer things to break.
Yep, exactly.
Long-term cost savings.
When we were out there in the shop, you saw the chassis that was out there?
Yeah.
The battery is the heaviest part of this vehicle, and because of that, and you look at the weight of the chassis and everything else is there, roughly about half the weight of the vehicle is right there. So you get an extremely low center of gravity with this vehicle, which is so different than what you get with an internal combustion chamber engine vehicle, where you got a transmission and engine that's set up above the front axle. Which just gives it all
handling.
Yeah, it just gives you a whole different feel when it comes down to handling, because everything's such a low center of gravity.
I gave the other group a fair warning, and some of the other passengers, as we're doing the single lane shift, just be prepared. It's to demonstrate how smooth the maneuverability is. The back seat's a little rougher than the front seat.
Okay. I'll put my hands down instead of raising them up.
Look, Mom, no hands.
Yeah, you know how you do on a roller coaster, right?
Yeah, there's definitely some real torque in this. That's awesome.
It'll get up and go. There's no if, and, or but about that.
And these are not equipped with torque vectoring yet, are they?
That, I believe, is on the horizon for the next phase of build.
It'll make it handle that much better.
Exactly. So right now you're getting full torque unload as you're hitting the accelerator. Ultimately, our production vehicle will have that torque vectoring that will redistribute where it's needed.
That's awesome. And was there anything that you had to learn about driving this EV truck than compared to an ICE vehicle? Or was there anything that was different in your experience besides the automatic torque?
It's the handling. Honestly, like he said, the low center of gravity is so much different than anything I've ever driven. We actually pushed these pretty hard when we were going through this and going through our practice runs and everything like that. So it was it's kind of counterintuitive to what you're used to. When you drive, you're able to power through a turn instead of having to let off. That's probably the biggest difference. But as far as training, it was practice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you very
Do
much.
you ever forget to turn it off when you get out?
No.
There's no motor running.
So you guys charged them up to about 100% today, and then how much?
We did not come out with 100% today, so I'm sure you're looking at the battery charge.
65%.
Yeah, we've gone through our trial runs, make sure everything was ready before any new people.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too.